Hi there everyone, Lars here from Camille's Harem, here with a very late but also very early recommendation for Argylle. This movie is awesome. It is definitely a must-see, and it's really sad that it's actually not being released on Valentine's Day because this is also ultimately a Valentine's movie. But don't let that get in the way of you going out enjoying it this weekend, because seriously, this movie was awesome. And I say that as someone who just likes going to see movies, as someone who likes action flicks, who likes spy stories, and also as someone who is a writer, because this movie is largely a tribute to anyone who is in the creative process, especially anyone who gets lost in what they love doing, and also anyone who gets actually very lost in what they're doing, in which case they have no idea what they're doing anymore. And that concept is taken and wrapped up in this highly meta, constantly twisting and turning narrative of a young novelist whose stories turn out to be predictive of various events that have transpired within the underworld of spies, saboteurs, assassins, and traitors. And holy cow, once this movie starts going, it does not let up. It's a whole lot like a Dan Brown novel in that there's almost no time to rest or to breathe, and yet you don't feel bored or exhausted at all. From start to finish, I was there, I was entertained, I was engaged. I had to set my popcorn aside because this was such a fun, wild ride. And no, I really am not going to get into much in the way of spoilers, because if I were to say just one thing about something that happens like even a quarter of the way into the movie, it would ruin, I think, some things that you would potentially really enjoy. But that being said, I will bring up a few things that I believe are non-spoilery that I think will make this worth your while to know. If you're like, well, Lars, I'm kind of on the fence, I don't know if I want to see Argylle, a lot of the reviews are really middling at best, which really surprises me. So let me sell you on some of the reasons why you should go and see this movie. Number one, Henry Cavill. Oh my gosh. I mean, every actor in this movie is actually on screen totally enjoying themselves. They are absolutely into their role, hamming it up, having a great time. It's there on the screen. But with Henry Cavill, he plays it brilliantly. And one of the best parts that they've kept from you as far as the advertising goes is how often he shows up in hallucinations. So throughout the movie, Agent Argylle, played by Henry Cavill, is showing up and doing hilarious things or giving great spy insight to our main character as she's totally lost in this world of spies, and it flows seamlessly. There is a little bit of old film editing going on right here, and if you're not a fan of fade to blacks and a lot of winks, this could get a little disorienting, but for me, I was loving it. And I was kind of surprised. I was one of the few people in the theater who was constantly laughing throughout these scenes, because they are not just great moments that help move the plot along, but they are also timed very well for comedic purposes. Another reason why I believe that you should go and see this movie is the twists. I saw a lot of reviews saying that the twists were just too much, that people got absolutely lost, and that's because of the meta commentary that is going on. However, if you are actually just paying attention and just sitting still, watching the movie as it goes along, each twist advances the plot in a way that actually does make sense. If you overthink it, if you're looking for the M. Night Shyamalan angle, then yes, you are going to get lost. If you focus too much on the meta commentary, yes, you will get lost. But if you focus on just the story itself, each twist takes you deeper and deeper into this insane world of spies, leading to a really fascinating, very dark, very action-packed culmination. Unfortunately, one thing I will say against this movie is that it does literally skate into a realm of silliness that was a little bit too much, especially after it established such a fantastic dark atmosphere as the culmination of all of the major twists. The third thing I'm going to sell you on is the cat. A lot of people were really upset about this poor kitty who's just being dragged along on all of these adventures right here. This cat, once again, is there for great comedic effect that really helps to kind of alleviate some some of the built-up tension, because this movie, even though there's a lot of laughs along the way, is again played very straight. Again, all of the actors are absolutely into their characters. They're hamming it up, they're loving it, but the total story, especially once you really start getting deeper into this world of spies, takes some very dark, demented turns, and the cat is there to help punctuate things. But also this, if you're paying attention to what's happening with the cat, you're also going to pick up on a lot of the important things that are leading you towards the conclusion. And oh boy, let me tell you this, you want to stick around for the ending. You also want to watch the mid-credits scene, because that has some real promise to it. Matthew Vaughn has talked about what he wants to do with the Argylle series, and especially for anyone who, like me, is an author or who loves long series, this right here is going to tickle your funny bone. So there you have it. That is my recommendation, as spoiler-free as I could possibly make it. I think that it would be fun to discuss this movie in a live stream or in a more dedicated video, depending on what people want. Sound off down below, especially after you've seen the movie, because, again, I highly recommend that you do. But that's going to be all for now. We've got some big videos coming up here really soon, especially keep your eyes open for the first real Valentine's video. That's going to be coming out real soon after this video right here. This was something I actually didn't really expect to make, but I felt like the movie was good enough that I needed to dispel some of the naysayers, some of the people who are saying, it's a middling film. No, this, in my opinion, is a must-see, especially if you need to break up the dreariness, and especially if you need a date idea for Valentine's Day. You can't do really much worse. In fact, this is actually, I think, way above worse with Argylle. So, with all of that being said, I will see you soon in another video. If you'd like to support the work, though, that we do here at Camille's Harem, please check out the books that we have published. Links for them are in the description below. But otherwise, until the next video very soon, y'all, tschüss.